words, those public officers should be above suspicion.
They must be above suspicion. They must be seen by the public to be above suspicion. If people think they are not above suspicion, then we have a problem. What we can do is to also look at the judiciary level, introducing jury trial. When you look at what we've done with the 1999 Constitution, we brought in, the American presidential system of government, only to the extent of politics, and then we jettison the legal aspect of it, which is, trial by jury. So we need to, and I think the last time we had trial by jury in Nigeria was 1976, if I'm correct. We need to revisit that and then think about how do we ensure public confidence in the judiciary, because there is no doubt what has been going on has affected the perception of judiciary as the last hope of the common man. So we now need to move away from that and introduce meaningful, changes, to our judiciary. At the same time, we now need to have a national resolve on what do we do with people facing allegations, whether they are on the part of the executive, legislature, or judiciary. Do they need to leave office or not? In my view, they need to leave office. It's not punitive.
While the investigation
is going on. It's not punitive. It's protective. Is to ensure that you do not face unfair allegation of tampering with investigation. So these are issues which we need to look at. We have to ensure there's that balance so that we don't end up creating the executive, now dictating what happens to the legislature and judiciary. This separation of powers must be retained, but we have to look at those institutions and how do we do them. I don't necessarily subscribe to NJC reviewing the whole procedure. We need to involve, it has to be broader than that, so that there is a nationally acceptable.
Maybe that's just taking care of it on their own end.
Yes, but in a way they are also involved, because some of the judges being accused, fairly or unfairly, are colleagues to the people actually reviewing the laws. There is no way how we can ignore the perception that, look, people might think, oh, they're only trying to cover up their own colleagues. It might not be true.
They are closing ranks.
Yeah, but they are closing ranks. It may not necessarily be true. It's about perception. How do we ensure we have a fair process, of reviewing the Judicial Code of Conduct? How do we ensure that we agree on the minimum that should happen if a public officer is accused or a political appointee is accused of committing a crime or the other?